50 video lecture series for 69th Bpsc Prelims. Let's start. Mayur Sarman. He had founded the Kadamba kingdom, whose capital was Vijayanti or Vanvasi. Narsingh Varman occupied Chalukya capital Vatapi in 642 AD and he assumed the title of Vatapi Kond. Kalabhra revolt started in 3rd century AD and lasted till 6th century AD. During this period, the Kalabhras came together in large numbers and revolted against Chola, Pandya, Chera and Pallava kingdoms. Mymensingh philosophy. Veda contain the eternal truth. Reasoning provided for Vedic rituals and perform Vedic rites for salvation. So salvation could be attained through performing Vedic rites. The Lokayat philosophy is a materialistic philosophy and it was given by Charaka. The Pagal Panthis were founded by Karim Shah and other disciples of Muslim Fakir Majnu Shah, the leader of Madariya Sufi order. After the death of Karim Shah in 1813, the order was led by his son Tipu Shah. The Pagal Panthi is a semi-religious group mainly made up of Hajong and Garo tribes of the Mymensingh district of Bengal. Now the Central Electricity Regulatory Commission CERC, statutory body under the Electricity Act 2003, and main function is to regulate the electricity tariff and interstate transmission of electricity. Now CEA, that is Central Electricity Authority, a statutory body created under the Electricity Supply Act 1948, which has been superseded by the Electricity Act 2003, and CEA advises the government on the matters relating to the national electricity policy and formulates short-term and prospective plans for the development of electricity system in the country. The government introduced the nutrient-based subsidy policy from 1st April 2010 in continuation of the erstwhile concession scheme for decontrolled phosphorus and potassium fertilizers. Arjun Sen Gupta committee related to organized sectors and Abid Hussain committee that is related to small scale industries. So these two committees are quite important. Next, Aichi Target was adopted at the Nagoya summit of CBD in 2010. The CBD, that is Convention on Biological Diversity, and it targets to half the rate of biodiversity loss. Now, seniorage, that is a term which is used when the cost of production of a note or coin is less than its face value. Seniorage is said to exist. And in some cases, especially for low denomination coins, negative seniorage can exist. And this will mean that the cost of producing the coin is more than its face value. That is negative seniorage. Next. Okay, the types of commodities traded on the MCX, that is multi-commodity exchange. The types of commodities are bullion, silver and gold, energy, crude oil, natural gas, base metals, brass, aluminum, lead, nickel and agricultural produce like cotton, rubber, palm oil are traded on this MCX. The Forward Market Commission that was established in 1953 is the regulatory body for the commodity market and futures market in India. It is a division of the Securities and Exchange Board of India under Ministry of Finance, Government of India. Nagoya Protocol on access to genetic resources and a fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from their utilization. Aarhus Convention, this is of 1998 and it is on access to International Whaling Commission 1946, signed in Washington, and moratorium on whaling adopted in 1986, headquartered in Impington, UK. Following countries have not adopted the moratorium: Norway, Iceland and Japan. Arun Subramaniam becomes the first Indian American to judge the Manhattan Federal District Court in New York. Begum Ruqayya built schools for Muslim girls in Calcutta and Patna. In 1960, she founded the Muslim Women's Association, an organization that fought for women's education and employment. In 1926, Ruqayya presided over the Bengal Women Education Conference convened in Kolkata, the first significant attempt to bring women together in support of women's education right. So Begum Ruqayya, who was the writer, educator and social activist in pre-independence India. Next, the Santosh Trophy 2022-23, the Karnataka beating Meghalaya in the final at the King Fahd Stadium in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So the Santosh Trophy owned by Karnataka. And Mauganj was declared a 53rd district of MP. According to Railways and Telecom Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw, the first bullet train in India will begin service in August 2026. India's first Trans Tea Stall by Trans Association of Northeast India, the tea shop, was inaugurated by Anshul Gupta, General Manager of Northeast Frontier Railway. Monika Das, popularly known as Stylish Transgender of Bihar, has been made state icon by the State Election Commission to ensure active participation of Mangalamukhi community in the election process. The Thavi Festival. The Thavi Festival is an annual event that takes place in Gopalganj, Bihar. Let's revise it. Mayur Sarman had founded the Kadamba kingdom capital Vijayanti and Vanvasi. Narasimhavarman occupied Chalukya capital Vatapi in 642 AD and he assumed the title of Vatapi Kund. Narasimhavarman assumed the title of Vatapi Kund. The Kalabhra revolt started in 3rd century AD and lasted till 6th century AD. During this period, the Kalabhra came together in large numbers and revolted against the Cholas, Pandya, Chera and Pallava kingdoms. And Mymensingh philosophy, Vedas contains the eternal truth, reasoning provided for Vedic rituals and performed Vedic rituals or rites for salvation, contained in Mymensingh philosophy. Lokayat philosophy, materialistic philosophy given by Charvak. The Pagal Panthis were founded by Karim Shah and other disciples of the Muslim Fakir Majnu Shah, the leader of Madariya Sufi order, and after the death of Karim Shah in 1813, the order was led by his son Tipu Shah. Pagal Panthis, and this is a semi-religious group mainly made up of Hajong and Garo tribes of the Mymensingh district of Bengal. Now CERC, Central Electricity Regulatory Commission, statutory body under Electricity Act 2003. Main function is to regulate electricity tariff and interstate transmission of electricity. Now CEA, Central Electricity Authority, is a statutory body created under the Electricity Supply Act 1948, which has been superseded by the Electricity Act 2003, and CEA advises the government on the matters relating to national electricity policy and formulates short-term perspective plans for development of electricity systems in the country. That is the concern of Central Electricity Authority. Now, okay, the government has introduced nutrient-based subsidy policy from 1st April 2010 in continuation of the erstwhile concession scheme for decontrolled phosphorus and potassium fertilizers. The Arjuna Sen Gupta Committee related to unorganized sectors and Abid Hussain Committee. It is related to small-scale industries. Next, the Aichi Target was adopted at the Nagoya summit of CBD in 2010. CBD stands for Convention on Biological Diversity, and it targets to halve the rate of biodiversity loss. So this is about Aichi Target. Now, seigniorage. The seigniorage is when the cost of production of a note or coin is less than its face value. Seigniorage is said to exist. In some cases, especially for low denomination coins, negative seigniorage can exist. This will mean that the cost of producing the coin is more than its face value. That is seigniorage. Types of commodities traded on MCX is bullion, silver and gold, energy, crude oil, natural gas, base metals, brass, aluminium, lead, nickel, and agricultural produce like cotton, rubber, palm oil are traded on this exchange, MCX, Multi Commodity Exchange. Forward Market Commission established in 1953, regulatory body for commodity market and future market in India, and it is a division of the SEBI, India Ministry of Finance under Government of India, FMC, Forward Market, Commodity Market. Now, Nagoya Protocol. This is on access to genetic resources and the fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from their utilization. That is about Nagoya Protocol, and this came in 2010. And the Cartagena Protocol, which is also related to Convention of Biological Diversity, Cartagena Protocol, and that came in, the Cartagena Protocol came into force in 2003, and both Nagoya Protocol and Cartagena Protocol on related to agreement on biological diversity, conservation of biological diversity. Okay, now Aarhus Convention of 1998, that is on access to information for public participation in decision making and access to justice. International Whaling Commission 1946, signed in Washington. Moratorium on whaling adopted in 1986, headquartered in Impington, UK, and following countries like Norway, Iceland, Japan not adopted this moratorium of 1986. Arun Subramaniam became the first Indian American to be judge of Manhattan Federal District Court in New York. Arun Subramanian. Now, Begum Ruqayya built schools for Muslim girls in Calcutta and Patna. In 1916, she founded the Muslim Women's Association, an organization that fought for women's education and employment. In 1926, Ruqayya presided over the Bengal Women's Education Conference, convened in Kolkata, the first significant attempt to bring women together in support of women's educational right. Santosh Trophy 2022-23, Karnataka beating Meghalaya in the final at the King Fahd Stadium in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and Mauganj has been declared as the 53rd district of the Madhya Pradesh. Mauganj is the tehsil of the Reward district of MP. Next, according to the Railways and Telecom Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw, the first bullet train in India will begin service in August 2026. India's first trans tea stall by the Trans Association of Northeast India. The tea shop inaugurated by Anshul Gupta, General Manager of Northeast Frontier Railway. So, okay. Monika Das, popularly known as Stylish Transgender of Bihar, has been made state icon by the State Election Commission to ensure active participation of Mangalamukhi community in the election process. The Halve festival is an annual event that takes place in Gopalganj, Bihar. Halve festival is of Bihar, celebrated in Gopalganj.